This video is going to show you how to type a simple letter such as the one shown on the screen here. It starts off with the salutation, the Dear Joan, Dear Tom, etc., something you're probably familiar with. Then it has the body of the letter. Note that each paragraph is separated by a blank line, and there's also a blank line after the salutation before the main part of the letter. And then the letter finishes with what's called the closing, and again there are blank lines between the body of the letter and the closing. Those blank lines are called white space, and they all help to make the letter easier to read. There's also a few other little features we'll look at when we type this letter that make it easier and quicker to type using a word processing package. So let's get started. I'm going to click down here underneath the example of the letter. I'm going to start typing Dear Joan. Note there's no comma at the end of Dear Joan. There could be, and I could type a letter, but these days I could type a comma, but these days it's perfectly acceptable not to. So I'm going to use the backspace key to get rid of it. At the end of Dear Joan, I press enter to start a new paragraph. Because I have the normal button selected on the home ribbon in Word 2010, when I press the enter key, it moves me down, leaving a blank space after the previous line. So I'll start typing my invitation. Now remember, if you do make a mistake, then you can use the backspace key to get rid of the wrong text and keep typing again. Or if you don't notice it and you keep typing, you'll find that you get red wriggly lines underneath your errors. They indicate spelling mistakes. Again, I can use the backspace key to get rid of the offending letters and then keep typing. Feature of Word is shown here that's useful and helps you be a quicker typist. When you type the days of the week or the months of the year, the autocomplete tooltip will appear, and it's saying to you, oh, are you trying to type the word Friday? If so, press enter and I'll finish it for you. So I'm going to do that as it makes it quicker. Pressing enter and it finishes it off for us. The next word I'm going to type, third, also if you look at the sample letter, looks a little different to it does at the moment. At the moment it looks pretty normal, but as soon as I press the space bar, Word recognises that I'm typing an ordinal, and it puts the RD or the TH or the ST, whichever one you're typing, up the top, as you're probably familiar with. That's quite a useful little feature of Word. Let's keep typing. Now remember also, when you're typing long sentences in Word, you should let the program decide when to start a new line. You don't press enter at the end of a line, you just keep typing and the program will decide when it needs to wrap the words around to start that new line. However, when you get to the end of a sentence, as I have here, and you want to start a new paragraph, you will have to press enter to actually move yourself down to a new line to start typing a new paragraph. I'm not going to type the rest of that sentence. Let's then press enter to type the closing, and then type your name. So that's a nice simple little letter. You note that everything starts on the left-hand side. That's perfectly acceptable these days. If you did want to indent the first line of every paragraph, you could, before you started typing or after, click in front of the word or click in the position where you're going to type and press the tab key, and it would indent the first line as shown there. You might prefer to have your letters set out like that. However, as I don't, and it's perfectly acceptable not to, I'm going to press the Ctrl Z key on the keyboard or use the undo button up here on the quick access toolbar to undo those changes. And I'm going to leave my letter in this fully blocked, simple way that's perfectly acceptable these days. Everything starting on the left. I'm going to quickly save it. I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to scroll down here and find my flash drive. I'm going to open up the word processing folder, and I might just quickly type in here letter and click the Save button. Done.